Yo, what is up guys, it's Seabass here. Today we have the best deck for Spooky Town. I know how frustrating Spooky Town is. Really, it's just a bunch of Mega Knights and just a bunch of toxic decks. But my deck, it's actually the deck that I made now. And it has a ton of good counters and I think you guys will enjoy it a lot. So let's just get straight into it. Also, one more thing, I'm sorry for not mentioning this earlier, but also please like and subscribe if you enjoy it. I really appreciate it. So starting off the deck, we do have the Hog Rider and the Earthquake. This is not really well known, but the Hog Rider and the Earthquake are a really good combo. They can take out all the buildings, get a lot of damage. This is actually the deck I use, except instead of a Fireball, I use the Royal Delivery. Unfortunately, you can't have that in Spooky Town. The Fireball will be helpful against the Witches and stuff, because Witches is effective against the P.E.K.K.A, which you do have in this deck. P.E.K.K.A is basically your main defense against Mega Knight, and it's just a good tank killer. You're going to make sure to save that. E-Wiz is just a good air defense. You know, you could also use a normal wizard if you don't have E-Wiz. Tesla's probably the strongest building in my opinion. It's very good against Hog Rider, E-Giant, whatever you name it. Also, the Fire Spirit is just a good little distraction, and it's only one elixir. And lastly, we have the Log for the low HP cards. So here we go. This is a game where I am matched up against a Mega Knight. I see him drop the Mega Knight down in the back, so I put down the Tesla. I put the E-Wiz at the back. Usually the Mega Knight will get distracted and try to go towards the Crown Tower if you put something near there. So always put your sort of ranged units near the King Tower. Then I put down the P.E.K.K.A. It wasn't such a good elixir trade, but now we have a nice little counter push. So whenever you assume that they don't have any elixir, it's good to send the Hog Rider on the other side because they will have nothing to counter it and the Hog Rider will just chip away. Also, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Seabass, how do you know when to place the Earthquake and when not to? So my rule of thumb on when you should place the Earthquake with the Hog Rider is that, did you make a positive elixir trade? If you spent less elixir defending than your opponent did attacking, then I think it's usually a good idea to use the Earthquake. But if you spent more elixir than them, it's usually not a good idea. So here's another tough push. I put down the E-Wiz, then I send in the Hog Rider, he puts on Mega Knight. This means that I do not have a lot of elixir. So as always, make sure to put your Tesla in a good place. Usually Miner is okay to ignore, it's really not that good. So once again, I'm going to put the E-Wiz near the back. Because it's a range unit, I'm going to put it near the King Tower, it's going to go back. I send the Royal Delivery, you could just use Fireball. It's going to distract the Mega Knight. The Mega Knight is really easy to distract. Then you can literally just use the Hog Rider. Both Princess Towers will shoot at it and you're good. So here's a good way to use the Tesla. Use the Lumberjack to pull it. He does place down Rage. It's really close. You use that Fire Spirit and you're all good. The E-Wiz stun actually does distract the wizard and makes it focus on the E-Wiz and not the tower. This gets really close. Usually like this, you don't want to ignore the Miner. But I did use the Tesla to block the way. You can do that. And then by then, if you're in a sticky situation with just a few seconds left, all you have to do is just use a Fire Spirit to distract. So we're going to go over one more game, and then after that, I think it's just a lot of practice with this deck. So I get rid of the Minion Horde, and then I immediately send in the Hog Rider once I see that Valk, because I know he's not going to have any elixir. However, I do make the choice here not to overcommit, and that's good because you never want to spend too much elixir on the push to the point that you can't defend a counterattack. So here I do go with the Hog Rider just because he's not playing anything and I don't want to leak elixir. I was sort of in a hurry, so I go with the Hog Rider. Usually I stopped using the Earthquake then because he really wasn't using his building. I don't even know if he had a building. Usually the Earthquake works best against buildings, and a lot of times it's sort of a waste if you don't. As you see there, the Fire Spirit distracts the mini P.E.K.K.A, and then the Royal Delivery lands right on top of it for an easy counter. One thing you are about to see is that the Earthquake is actually pretty good at just taking out towers. Like if there's just a little bit of HP left. Like a level 10 can do like 150 damage. It's really good, as you're going to see right here. It'll take it out no problem. It was actually sort of a waste, but it's only 3 elixir, so it's not terrible. So if you really just need that extra damage, you can do that easy. So it looks like this is a good time to end the video. I do come back, obviously, as you can see from the picture. But he just gives up, and that's not really any fun. So in summary, make sure to use your P.E.K.K.A when defending tanks like the Mega Knight, Royal Giant. Make sure to place your E-Wiz or the Wizard near the back, near the King Tower. That's usually pretty helpful because it can distract really easily. If you have finished to the end of the video, I thank you guys so much. That's one of the best things you can do. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and comment so I can get discovered. Really, it's just a small way of giving back, and I appreciate it a lot. So anyways, have fun and keep on playing.